Good evening, guys. 8 o'clock Gulf Coast time. Welcome to episode 4 of Vito's Cuts. We have a very special treat for you. First of all, from Lily, Boomer, and I, thanks for all the love on the videos. We're definitely feeling it, and we're going to keep doing them. This one's special. Tomorrow, we're cooking for a holiday party on base for about 40 to 50 people, and we're going to do a whole hog. So Chef Boomer won't be joining us on this episode. He's in bed. Maybe you'll get a glimpse if we do a quick tape tomorrow. But for the prep, he's sleeping. So we got a 35-pound hog that we got from our butcher. We butterflied it out. So we cut the pelvis and then took an axe down the spine so we can lay him out flat like this. We're going to be cooking him in what's called a Caha China. It is a Cuban style cooking technique, and you'll see the box and that setup and everything in the episode later on. For right now, tonight, we're going to prep him for a 12-hour marinade. What we're using for our marinade is we're using a Caribbean style mojo. The ingredients in the mojo are orange juice, grapefruit juice, oregano, cumin, garlic, salt, pepper, and vinegar. You can buy a pre-made mojo. You can make it yourself. There's plenty of ingredients and recipes online. Then we're going to combine the mojo with a wet rub, and the wet rub is going to be fresh crushed garlic, fresh oregano, salt, pepper, and olive oil. We're going to be injecting the hams and the back straps and the guanciale, the jowls of the hog, and that'll get them, good and flavorful, good and moist for the cook. And then we're going to rub the whole guy down with that wet rub, and he'll go on an ice chest overnight until we get ready to cook tomorrow. Let's get started. All right, first we start with the garlic. For our regular viewers, everybody, this is a molcajete. For those first timers, this is my favorite way to press garlic. It's a volcanic rock bowl. You can buy it at most Mexican markets, and it just smashes the garlic perfectly, gets all those oils out. Remember, if the recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic, we're going to use 6 cloves of garlic. Okay, you see I got our garlic down. I like a chunky garlic on these rubs because in the roaster it'll roast up nice, and you can actually, the garlic doesn't just liquefy and disappear, so I left it a little coarse. Fresh oregano, we'll de-stem the leaves. Okay, here's our wet rub. Garlic, oregano, salt, and pepper. I keep getting comments in the section about how much of each. Yeah, I don't know. I just go by eye. I would say that's probably a 1/4 cup of salt. I'd say that's 1/4 cup 4 times of each ingredient for about a 2-cup mix. So now I'll add the olive oil, plenty of it. Remember, it's a wet rub. It's going to go all over the outside and inside of the animal. If you are shy about ingredients, remember, cook to taste, not to amount. So just add a little bit, taste your mixture, see if it's right. If it's not, add a little bit more. Remember, you can always add, but you can never take out. Okay, now we're going to inject our marinades. How much you need is going to depend obviously on the size of the animal, right? So the idea is to penetrate all the large muscles, so both the hams, the front quarters, and then the back straps are the large muscle groups on an animal this size, and again the cheeks, the guanciale. It's one of my favorite parts when we actually eat this. On this size animal, if you look at the size of this ham, I'll probably do 6 shots in here, in each side, and then I'll go down the back probably 10 times, and then in each shoulder. I've strained the marinade. I'm just using a regular injector, Cajun style injector, and I'll just go as deep as I can in the hams, avoiding the bone, and then inject. And you'll see the muscle tissue will actually fill up with the marinade. And you'll just keep going. Good rub all over the inside. Okay, I've rubbed the whole inside, right? This is an scent-proof, odorless plastic bag, okay? That's what he'll marinate in overnight. Make sure you use scentless, you're gonna end up with some foul stuff, and then you're gonna put chemicals on the meat. One of the things you don't see behind the scene is there's a lot of handling of raw meat. We sterilize all these surfaces, wipe everything down real clean. I'm constantly washing my hands as I change from bowl to bowl. Please remember to do that. You don't wanna cook for anybody and get them sick. We're gonna look for a real good chicharron on the backside. We want a real nice crispy skin. So I'm only gonna put the wet rub on it for overnight. Tomorrow, I'm actually gonna wipe the wet rub off the back and get it nice and dry so that when we cook it, we get a good crisp one. But I want the skin to have that flavor. Are you comfortable, Mr. Pig? Give him a good massage.
Oh, easy there on the butt.
All right, he's ready to rest overnight. So we'll put him in this bag, we'll put him in a cooler on ice, and then tomorrow we head out to the field and we'll do the cook. Good morning, guys, it's cook day. So here we have our 35-pound whole hog, and he's been marinating overnight in an ice chest on ice. Everything's nice and tender. Marinade's doing its bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Again, this is just that oregano, garlic, goodness that we put on last night. It falls off in the bag a little bit, so I like to add a little bit day of. Okay. The way this cooking device works is it's basically a portable in the ground pit. The pig lies between two grates. Okay. And then you have hooks that clasp it in between. Keep it shut. Okay. Now we'll go to this side. This. Okay, you see I have thermometers in all the major muscles to make sure we meet our minimum temp. We're gonna go for 185. 185 on the biggest muscles. Okay, so it sits in this interior tray. So now we'll take the tray and we'll put it over here in the box. All right, guys, Caha China, Chinese box. If you look on this side, it's got your cooking directions. Very, very simple. So we're doing a 35-pound pig, so we're gonna follow the top line. We're gonna start with 8 pounds of charcoal on top. I'll show you how I like to put my charcoal because I do it actually in a hourglass form so that the more heat is on the big hams in the front and the shoulder, on the back and the shoulders in the front. We're gonna go an hour, we'll add 8 more. We'll go another hour, and then we'll open the box, we'll flip them, score the skin, get good direct heat on that skin to get crisp chicharrones, and we'll see how it comes. Should take us about 3 hours. So what you see here is we've removed the ash beds from the coals to take that insulation away. Our hams have reached 185 degrees along with the shoulders, and now we're going to flip the pig from on its back to its stomach so we could char the skin. It's important to remove the ashes as they act as an insulator, and you want that good direct heat radiating on the skin. So here we go, we'll make the turn. Now we're scoring the skin to make sure that it doesn't curl and we get a nice good chicharron. So we'll score the skin in a like a checkerboard type pattern. I'm only going about 1/4 inch deep on that with a good sharp knife. After that, you'll see that I'll salt the skin with a fine sea salt, and that salt will remove the moisture from the skin and allow it to get a good crisp on it. When we're done salting the skin, we put the cover back on the box. And there's the grate with our good hot coals. That's about 25 pounds of coals at this point, as we've added 8 pounds of coals every hour for the first 2 hours after the initial coal bed. Now I've got that good hot coal bed directly on top of the pig radiating down. And now it's time for the reveal. Here we remove the lid. We're done with the coals. There's our crispy whole pig. Here you'll note maybe I should have put aluminum foil on the ears and the tail just to prevent it from darkening like it did. And there's our final product. This pig was a huge hit. We got a lot of good reviews from the folks that enjoyed having this. There's our guest star. Now we'll remove the rack that the pig is laying in from the box. You'll notice that it's sitting on a tray, so we have all that nice drippings from the pig. We'll use that as a marinade to wet the meat as we move it into containers for serving. And there we go. Removing the cage. This was probably one of the better skins that I've made in the 4 or 5 hogs that I've cooked up. And we went about 35 minutes after the flip to get a really, really nice, hard, crisp skin. So we'll remove each ham one by one, and then we'll portion everything into serving sizes. Alright, that's it. That's our whole hog cooked for everybody in the Caha China. We hope you enjoyed the video.